Hi everybody, we're back again. Welcome to Skin Deep Sessions. Today we have our guest speaker, Carly. Carly is an award-winning lash technician and she's joining us here today to tell us everything about lashes that you did know and potentially everything that you didn't know about lashes. So on that note, I think, Carly, if you want to tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got into lashes and maybe talk about some of the awards that you've won and just generally tell us a little bit.
Okay, hello everybody. It was just before COVID. I was a childminder for nearly 20 years and I had a medical condition which needed quite a big operation. So due to COVID, there was 2 or 3 years waiting list, so it wasn't urgent but I needed it. Decided I couldn't really childmind anymore. So I was looking at eyelash platforms and companies and just really interested in what it was all about.
Had you had eyelashes before?
No,
so you
never.
had, so you're a complete virgin to
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, I've got quite thick, long, curly, natural lashes, but I'd seen videos and posts, and it just was catching my eye. Pardon the pun. So I thought, whilst I was waiting and recovering, I need to think about retraining.
Give something new a go.
Yeah. So I looked into this, and actually an award-winning lash artist in the area had her own academy here.
Perfect.
So I just messaged her, and then before I knew it, before I could even think about it, I was on the course and doing it then. So it was, I just went with the flow then.
Yeah, perfect, isn't it?
Steam ahead from there.
Yeah. And I don't look back, something was telling me to do this, and I'm just so glad I listened to my intuition, and because I love it and I'm just obsessed with it.
Well, you're really good at it because obviously you've won awards.
Thank you.
And your name is out there. People know about you.
Mm-hmm.
So what did you enter for the awards? Was that something that came naturally with you, or did you know?
When I was training, I was advised that it's a good idea because you're working on your own. You've got no one there really to let you know if you're doing the right thing or not. So I was advised to enter competitions so that you can get feedback from top eyelash artists.
That's good.
So I just put myself out there and did it, and I was glad I did, because it does give you the confidence and the drive you need to
It's always nice to know that you're doing
continue.
really well in something that you're doing, isn't it?
Yeah, because it's a gamble. You don't know if you're going to be good at anything really if you retrain in something.
And I suppose to
Until
have
you
feedback
try.
from somebody who sees loads and loads of lashes day in, day out must be a real boost.
Definitely.
To know you're up there with the best of them,
yeah.
doing top work, because like you said, working on your own, it's you don't know, do you? You're not comparing it against anybody, so you don't know what level you're at. So
That's it, yeah.
wow,
yeah.
that's a really good recognition.
Yeah. I recommend anybody, in whatever industry really, to push yourself and do something like that, because even if you don't win anything, the feedback is invaluable.
Of course it is.
Because you get to learn more.
Well, it's constructive, isn't it? So it allows you to build, and that's amazing. But I don't wear lashes. I've told you before. I had them once and I didn't like them. Not with you. This was years and years ago. And to be fair, seeing your lashes on the clients, you've actually kind of converted me, I think, and we've done a test patch, but I was very intrigued because when I came in for a patch test with yourself, you took a photo of my eyes. Now, I found this quite unique, and I'd not seen this done with anybody else, but you sent me photos of designs, and you'd actually drawn on my eyes.
Yeah.
So you sent me lots of images of how my eyes would look with different lashes and different styles. To me, that's quite a unique thing. Is that normal?
I've never had that anywhere else, to be fair.
I think it is due to the academy that
you've been trained in.
Eyelash Pro trained me, and she specialises in styling. So, when a client comes, that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at their face shape, their eye shape, their lash health, their quantity of lashes, blah blah. So the easiest thing to do is the patch test and a photograph then, and then I just sit at home of an evening.
It's very artistic because you're drawing. You're drawing the eyes. I mean, my eyes look fab. I mean, who wouldn't want it when you see that image?
Well, it's good to show if I did this style, if it's going to suit, or which one is going to suit your eyes the best. And really,
because you don't know, do you? And it's too late. It's all right coming in and saying, "Oh, I want volume lashes," but once they're on, aren't they? But seeing those, those images that you gave me, it's like, "Oh wow, that's really good. I like that one," and "Oh, I don't like that one," or
saying that previously before I'd come to you, like when I was in London, I'd be like, right, I want cat eye and I want it full, I want volume and all that. But I always noticed that the outsides of my eyes were just drooped down.
Yeah,
and you noticed that, and I was like, you know what? Do what you think's gonna look good on my eyes. I was like, just want them to look nice and not like droop and irritate my eyes.
Because I think it's a very small percentage of clients that can get away with a real strong cat eye. You have to have a specific eye shape for that. But I can still create a cat eye effect on you without it drooping down.
Yeah,
exactly. That's the training,
Yeah, exactly. And that just speaks volumes though, doesn't it? Volumes. No
pun
intended. Okay, perfect. Well, I've got a couple of questions for you. So can you explain the lash application process, like just the step-by-step process for listeners who've never had it done? Like what should they expect when they come in and they're like, I've never had lashes done before, is it going to hurt, what are you going to do, that sort of thing?
Okay, expect it to be a lengthy procedure, because if you rush, you're going to cause, make mistakes and cause problems and discomfort. So I always say, don't drink any coffee or caffeinated drinks.
You
be
do
nice and
that
relaxed.
to me. You're like, do you want to go to the toilet?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
go to the toilet. That's my child minding. How do you want pee-wee?
Nice, you drink this chocolate there. I'm like,
so then when they come in, they lie down, have a blanket so they're nice and warm and comfy. You can have a podcast of your own if you need to listen to something with your own headphones, or you can listen to my music, or it's completely up to you. A set can take between 2 and 3 hours depending on how many natural lashes a client has. So you aim to cover 100% of the natural lashes. So somebody might have 70, so you could do that in say a couple of hours. But like you have millions, so it can take up to 3 hours.
Is it okay to fall asleep while you're having it done?
Absolutely.
People
always say, "Oh, I'm really sorry. I'm trying really hard not to fall." And I'm like, "Please fall asleep. It's much
so it's
easier."
okay. It's okay to snore and fall asleep.
I love it when people snore, then I know they're really relaxed.
Yeah.
I come into the sessions and I'm like, I didn't sleep well tonight because I knew I'm having a nap. I knew, like, I'm having my nap.
Yeah.
It's like it's my space where I can be like, right, it's nap time now.
Because I've got clients that have got busy lives, hectic jobs, lots of children, and they just jump on the bed and they're like, "Oh, it's now time for me to sleep."
Yeah, exactly.
A podcast is a good thing, though, isn't it? Because I always keep saying to myself, I'd love to listen to more podcasts, but that's probably a good option. Yeah, exactly. So that's a really clever idea.
I had a young client who is a drama student, and she had to sing a song in a couple of weeks, and so she just had the song that she had to sing playing in her ears again and again and again and again, just so that but that was
kill two birds with one stone.
So when they're lying down, then I give a full lash bath. So I a really deep clean with the lash products that I then give to the clients to take home and continue with the cleaning and aftercare. So it's to make sure that the eyelashes are completely dirt and grease free, because people always have a bit of makeup build up. After the lash bath, then I do the mapping, put the pads on, then I start working.
I'm like, I'll just feel a pen in my eyes.
I do the little dots to make sure, so both eyes have to be symmetrical obviously. If you don't map them properly and you just wing it, you're going to end up with one eye looking completely different to the other. So and there's some more products involved before I start lashing, so I use primer, another little pre-treatment cleanser. So that all takes probably 20 minutes. Then I start to do the lashes then.
It's all very technical, isn't
yeah.
it?
But I don't think I've had this like in-depth lash treatment before. Like everywhere else I've been to have my lashes done, like in London or something, they'll maybe wipe my eyes down, then they'll just start lashing straight away. And I always notice that they fall off.
Yeah.
Like, you know, with me, when you do my lashes, they stay on for weeks.
Yeah.
They're like pretty good.
Yeah.
If I have them done somewhere else, they're coming off it within like 2
And I
3
suppose,
weeks.
I suppose given that amount of pre-care then, because I'm a big believer in, you know, pre-care, you're also nurturing the natural lash more, so, you know, you're giving good life to the lash, aren't you? Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely, 'cause it's really good to have a clean, you know, if you
Clean
paint a
canvas.
room, you want to make sure the walls are prepped and
Yeah,
all
absolutely.
that beforehand.
It's
So
similar
the
to
same.
doing like toes, like shellac on toes. You've got that
Yeah.
prep work takes a
Yeah.
lot longer than actually just painting the toes. But if
Yeah.
you want it to last longer, you need to do all
Yeah.
the prep work. So
Absolutely.
And then when they come back for infills, I again do another lash back. Even if they've cleaned them, it's still, you know, within a few hours you can still build, you know.
Well, it's
the
the everyday
natural
environment,
oils.
isn't it? That's right, because I often get people coming in myself and they're like, oh, I've got no makeup on. And I say, I still have to clean over. You're still going to have, you know, natural oils
Excess
building
stuff,
up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so question then, what would you say to someone who'd come in and maybe said, oh, but eyelash extension is going to ruin my natural lashes? Because that's something I hear all the time.
Absolutely,
People think
yeah.
that eyelash extensions are going to ruin their natural lashes.
Yeah.
So what would you say to someone who's comes saying that, saying, you know, well, are they going to ruin my lashes?
Yeah, well, if they're done badly, they will. There's no doubt about it. If it's a rush job, too much glue is being used, not the proper isolation, because you have to make sure each natural lash you've separated from the rest before you put the extension on, and then you maybe have to wait a second for it to dry, so that when you let go, the neighbouring lashes don't stick to that extension. If you get that happening, you're going to have premature lash loss, because one will grow faster than the other and pull out the neighbouring lash, and then eventually you're going to have bold patches.
Yeah, some
and,
damage there going on there. Okay, perfect.
So, yeah, I think research into
How they've been trained, you know, what they're kind of offering.
make sure they're doing it properly, really, because there's all sorts of courses out there.
This is the thing, you can sometimes people can get just like a 1-day course and then
Yeah.
they're off.
Yeah.
We said the same thing about aesthetics and other things like
It's
that.
in every
Yeah.
industry,
You have
isn't it?
1-day
It's-
courses and everyone thinks that they're absolute professionals, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So it's like it does
Because
take
it's
a lot
not
of
a
time.
regulated industry, so
No.
it should, hopefully it will be soon, but at the moment it isn't, so
This is
you
the
know,
thing,
you just have to do your research, really look into the lash artist that you're choosing, make sure they have got
100%.
the best training, really.
Okay, well, talking about that then, I want to move on a little bit to aftercare. How often should someone get a lash infill?
So I'd say 99% of my clients are 3 weekly. You get the odd person, because sometimes it depends how quick their natural lashes grow, what their lifestyle is, if they're a heavy swimmer or exerciser, and if they're not washing them as frequently as they should. You should really wash them every day. So
Just like
I've
your
got
face.
a very small percentage of ladies that need 2.5 weeks or 2 weeks.
But I suppose that also you also have to take into account you don't know what the lifespan is of each lash. You know, you don't know where it is. It could be already ready to shed.
Yeah,
with a new one coming in. So I suppose that's, you know,
that's
to
true.
make a
Yeah,
difference.
because you've got all the different growth cycles. So
yeah, you don't
you
really
lose
know where it
between-
is.
No, you lose between 2 and 5 natural lashes a day, which
Oh wow.
yeah,
That's a lot.
Yeah.
which you don't notice because
No,
your lashes
yeah.
are so fine. But then with extensions, you'll see that probably more. And it's nothing to be afraid of, but you can just see it because there's an extension on.
Yeah.
So you notice
it's
that
more
falling
noticeable.
off. And I dare say that could scare people. Think, oh my god,
Yeah,
the lashes are falling
yeah.
out, it must be the
And
extensions.
especially if their eyelashes attached to it.
Yeah,
But that is just
natural.
that lash has shed.
Yeah.
So that's a good sign.
Absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, the new one's pushed it out. So yeah.
Well, talking about saying, you were just saying then about, you know, making sure that you wash your lashes every day. What are some sort of common mistakes that people do with their lash aftercare? Like, is there something that they do that might,
if you do have to be careful, unfortunately, with oil products, oily products. Hopefully one day that won't be a problem. But you have to just make sure there's no oil near your eyelashes. You know, obviously you can use your beauty treatments and things, but be careful that it doesn't seep down into your lash line.
And why is that? Does it dissolve the glue? Or
it just deactivates the glue. And
right.
So if I do a lash removal, the solution I use is quite a thick, oily solution, and literally within minutes they all just slide off.
Wow. Yeah.
What would you suggest then? So like a lot of the time people kind of know, you know, you can't shower for this little amount of time after lashes. What would you suggest with that?
That's not really a problem anymore.
No.
I don't think. I think the glues are that good, and they're much quicker drying. And the formulas that I use, because I'm now an ambassador for the academy that trained me.
Amazing.
Their formulas are fantastic.
Yeah.
So I do say you had a lash infill now in the evening, I'd say wash them tomorrow evening.
Yeah.
You know,
just give it a little bit of time. Be sort of cautious then, isn't it?
But it's not like, I think it used to be 48 hours and you wouldn't be able to get them wet, but now that's not. You know, I think the sooner you wash them, really, the better, really, to keep them clean.
What would you say to someone who's coming to the end of their sort of lash extensions and they don't fancy an infill, but they don't really want to come in for removal? What would you say? What should they do with that? Would you recommend just come in for the removal, or you know what, you could try this at home, give that a little go, or would you to not damage the lashes then?
Yeah, I mean, because if they leave them and they don't want to have an infill, you know, people have one-off sets for weddings or birthdays or parties. As they're growing out, they can be a little bit, they can sort of twist around and things because they're hanging on by a thread. So I recommend if, you know, really to come and I can remove any that are either with the solution I've got, or there's a technique called the banana peel where you just peel off the extension from the natural lash. But most people have quite an even loss, so they're not too bothered about
maybe
them
one
slowly
or two,
going.
just letting them sort of leave on their own sort of thing.
And if they want to use a load of oily products,
I suppose that's the time they can do it. Yeah, exactly.
Of
course. Amazing. Okay, let me have a little look. How do you handle clients with sort of sensitive eyes or allergies? So I know you do your patch test, but how would you go about that if they're coming in, they're like, I've got really sensitive eyes?
Yes, they might not even come forward because they think, oh, it's not suitable for me because I'm really sensitive.
Yeah, so the patch test doesn't guarantee that they're not going to have a reaction because you're placing 5 or 6 lashes on, where a full set would be 100 per eye at least, really. So if they've had lashes before and they've had a reaction, I don't really, you know, advise them to go for you know, if they've had an allergic
But if they haven't, and they know they've got this. I mean, my eyes are really sensitive. I water at anything, and you know, I've got dry eye, which is obviously watery eyes. So you know, for somebody who thinks, oh, I'm not even going to try it because you know, have you done people with sensitive eyes and they're fine?
I've got a client at the moment actually who's got really sensitive skin and eyes. So I started off with just a real light classic. So it's one little tiny lash on each lash. So there's a lot less exposure to the adhesive. And then
building them up then, isn't it?
and just sort of, you know, she went home and I said, if there's any irritation, if there's any swelling or discomfort in the next few hours, come straight back to me and I'll remove the lashes straight away.
Sort of trial and error. If you've had a patch test and the patch test has been fine, then you kind of go and trial and error to be like,
it's still not a guarantee,
100%.
but you can go in there carefully and, you know, not put a full thick volume set on straight away, and just to see if there is any sensitivity at all. And so far, I think she's had 3 infills now, so all going well.
Amazing. Okay, well, moving on to a bit more of a fun question. What are your favourite types of lashes to do?
I love a natural, elegant, flattering set where people aren't sure if they're extensions or not, you know. It
Yeah.
just
Bit of a flutter.
yeah, and it just opens up their eyes, and they don't need to wear makeup. You know, it's still really subtle, but subtle enough to not need any makeup really. So I like creating sets like that. But I also love people coming in and saying, you know, with these photos of dramatic, glamorous lashes, I like that challenge as well.
Yeah.
So that's fun.
Sort of anything that's out of the box, you're like, you know what, let's give it a go.
Yeah, it's nice, you know, to be able to constantly have to, you know, because you've got to listen to the client, what the client wants and needs, but also I will say what is safe for your lashes, you know, the maximum weight I can put on your lashes, but I can try and achieve what you want.
Using different sort of things to get better then. Amazing. Well, I think you brought in some aftercare, didn't you? Where did you pop that? We're all looking around like headless chickens.
So,
give us a little walk through about what you get and the aftercare kit.
Yeah, so when a client has their first full set with me, so when they then come for infills, this is the shampoo bottle. So
Snazzy.
It's alright.
I've never had an aftercare kit from any lash type.
No, so many
you were the
people
first.
say that to
yeah.
me, it's really weird.
They're like, oh well, go and buy some of this one. They'll advise me to buy some, but no one's ever given me one to like take home.
And the thing is, when you advise them to do it, they leave the premises and they're like, yeah,
that was
I'll be
literally
fine.
me.
Yeah.
That's me. I've never bought it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, it's fine. Like, I'll be
Yeah,
fine.
I'll survive.
But they're my babies, and I'm like, please look after them.
Yeah.
Have this.
You're precious about your lashes.
Yeah, definitely. Well, so much time and effort has gone into creating
Of
them.
course.
So there's an Eyelash Pro aftercare instruction card. Everything you need to know is
That's
on
good
here.
as well, because it's one thing saying it, but when they get home, they'd be like, what have I got to do?
Yeah.
So that's good.
So I do that. I also send a YouTube video of a visual of somebody washing them, because I'll try and explain, but there's so much to take in.
Yeah, of
so
course.
I send a little video. So you'll have a little brush. So it's a really
Oh,
soft
wow.
brush.
Yeah, it's a really comfy brush, that is.
And then a little mascara wand. So every infill, I'll replace your mascara wand for free, because after 3 weeks you need a new one.
So all of this is included in the price of having the lashes?
In the first session.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And this is quite handy now. Did
Oh
I give you
yeah.
this last time?
No, you didn't, but you know I hate having my lashes. Every time I like that, I'm like, just get it over with, just get it
I
over
know.
with.
I think there's only you and another one that hate it. Everyone else, they're just.
I just feel my
It's like a
eyes
scar.
cringing when there's water on it. The girls know I don't like my eyes in water.
No.
So I'm like, oh
Like you're
please.
drowning.
Yeah.
But this is a new addition to the bag, because I find it's difficult for people to rinse the shampoo off, really.
Yeah.
And this, I'm like, you've got no excuse now, because you've got to make sure the shampoo's thoroughly
Off.
removed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the shampoo's so gentle, you know, you could do it with your eyes open, it wouldn't sting.
Perfect.
So yeah, with
Really
the price
handy.
of the lashes,
That's
you
really
get this,
good.
Yeah.
and then you can come back with this to refill. So I do
Oh, wow.
free refills as well.
Oh, amazing. That's really good to know. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
No
really
excuses.
good.
Perfect. Yeah. No excuses.
I think it's important to say that you work obviously here with us in Skin Deep one day a week, but you also work from your home in Borth, don't you? So
Yeah.
you know that you've got.
We regularly have clients come in, they're like, oh, we want to see Carly on this day. Well, we're like, well, she's not only in Skin Deep Wednesday, but
Yeah.
she's at home the rest of the week. We'll,
Yeah.
you know, we'll sort that out
pass
for
on
you.
the details.
Yeah, and it's brilliant. It's, you know, I love coming here on the Wednesdays, because I get to come out and
Have some,
meet
like,
other
social
therapists
time,
and-
Yeah, that's right. And it's a good work-life balance, isn't it? Because like I say, you're working at home, but you're also in with us, crazy bunch on a Wednesday as well. So yeah, and you work long hours, fair play. I mean, you know, you're always in with me in the morning with the early birds, aren't we?
Yeah.
So you know, you're always in sort of 7:30 in the morning, 8 o'clock, and then you're
Because
here
it takes
really
time
late.
to set up,
yeah.
doesn't it? Set up all the equipment,
Yeah.
work out who you've got coming.
But it's good to know, because people can come before work, or they can come after work,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
you know, you're very flexible with your times.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well
Well, I
done.
think we should sort of conclude it there. Did you want to speak a little bit about
Yeah,
the
so,
competition that we've got going on?
So don't forget, everybody, that we have got a competition going on, and it finishes, is it Fridays the 31st?
Friday the 31st,
So it finishes then. So all you need to do is subscribe to our YouTube channel.
But make sure that your subscription is public, so we can see who subscribed, because we can see we've got some subscribers, but we can't see all the names. So make sure it's public so we can enter you into the draw.
So if you've already subscribed, go and check that and make sure it's public for us. But it's free to do, so just go in. It's really quite easy. Just ask for a couple of details. So make sure you subscribe, because the prize is outstanding. So we've got a session of polynucleotides, we've got microneedling, there is also a hydrofacial and a month's worth of collagen. So it's a prize that you can't afford to miss, to be honest. And even if you don't want it, I'm sure somebody would want it from you for a Christmas present. Wow. So please subscribe and support us as a local business. And on that, I think I'd like to say thank you very much for joining us, Callie. It was really informative, and I think a lot of people will get a lot out of that today. I know I certainly have. And yeah, hopefully in the very near future you'll all see me fluttering my eyelashes, because I am going to have them done, because the images were amazing.
Well, perfect. Well, thank you for joining us again this week. We will see you again next week, and our winner will be announced then. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.